Hello, everyone. We are going to be teaching you and telling you about the four main lobes of the brain and what their functions are. The four lobes are the frontal lobe, temporal lobes, parietal lobes, and the occipital lobe. To start, we have the frontal lobes. The frontal lobe is located in the front of the brain. It is the portion of the cerebral cortex that lies just behind the forehead. The functions of the frontal lobe are that it controls voluntary movement, judgment, foresight, and smell. The Broca's area is also a part of the frontal lobe. This is where the brain controls speech. There is an area of the brain at the rear of the frontal lobes called the motor cortex that controls voluntary movement as well.
Next, we have the parietal lobe. It is located in the middle, behind the frontal lobe and in front of the occipital lobe. It is the center control for the comprehension in language, and located in the parietal lobe is the Wernicke's area. This part of the brain is in charge of comprehending speech and making sense of language. This lobe is located on the upper back sides of the brain.
Another lobe we are going to talk about today is the temporal lobe. These lobes are located on the front sides of the cerebral cortex, lying roughly above the ears. These lobes control intellectual and emotional functions. This part of the brain controls our feelings, thoughts, and is also part of our reaction ability in the brain. An example of this being when your emotions are forming opinions. A part of the temporal lobe is the amygdala. The amygdala processes emotions and plays a role in the limbic system. This lobe also controls a person's hearing and the auditory cortex.
The occipital lobe is the part of the brain that aids in your ability to see. This area of the brain is the visual processing center, and it is important to the brain because it helps you understand and make sense of what is in sight. This lobe is located in the back of the brain above the brainstem.
Now that you have learned about the four lobes of the brain and their functions, here is a way to remember them all. FPOT, or functioning parts of the brain, which stands for all of the lobes: frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.